the military. They're able to pick up this scarf this weekend at Touchdown City. So very cool. Appreciation for all the men and women that do such a great job in the armed forces.
What do you have to get out of the Marcus Dobbs?
Well, first impressions, 5 technique, 3 technique, base end nickel rusher. So when we evaluated him, on tape, last night and this morning, those were some of the things that jumped out to us. So good first impression, good quickness off the ball, and looking into it, that's where I'd say 5 and 3. He's been a real contributor on special teams, through his early part of his career. So we'd certainly expect that to be a factor as well.
Is it realistic he can get snaps somewhere?
I think we'll let the next 2 days play out, but I think it absolutely is realistic that it could. We'll see where we go. He had a good first day, and then we'll take it in through tomorrow. We did a little bit of base and a lot of nickel work today, and then we'll take it through the rest of the week, kind of all the way through Saturday before we have to decide on that.
I think Bruce Irvin's played 80% of snaps for you in the last 3 games. What is it about the way he's rounded his game out that's allowed him to play that much every day?
The thing that I think sets him apart, you feel this relentless attitude, from him and the style that he wants to play. Not only can he set the edge, and we bring him some in our base package, but I think he's really improved as a nickel rusher. The other guys and connection and working with him has been a big factor too. As you guys know, sometimes in pass rush, it's not one guy that can make the difference, but everybody working together. And he's really, in my mind, really improved over the last month in terms of his mindset to keep working, keep getting better. It's really jumped out at us.
Was the Washington game kind of like the start of that, the way he played against the run, helping shut down Morris and them?
I knew he was going to be a factor, the way he set the edge all week for that one. And I think it really has carried through. That if that was a trademark in terms of the expectations for him in the run game, I think it did start there. But like all good players, the challenge that he's faced with, hey, can you keep doing it again and again? And so we're real pleased to see him respond the way he did, not just, from the game at Carolina, but last week, being involved and getting the pick and returning it. So he's such a unique guy for us. We're going to try and feature him, in the best way we can.
Early on, he said that was tough moving from edge rusher to linebacker, so but now he seems to embrace him whatever he goes.
Most of the time when you have to move so many spots, it takes that training to keep going through it, and the more times he's done it, the more comfortable he's gotten. So we wanted to make sure we could make sure we weren't giving him too much where he couldn't be effective at both things. But now that he feels comfortable playing both end and sandbacker, no reason, not to.
Barrel so far.
I think when we first had a chance to see him play, we said, okay, the length we know is there, the speed, and he can play at the line of scrimmage. And then for him to go challenge, no one was surprised that he played this well. The balls that go up to get contested, you feel that size, that length, and I think he's playing really strong at the line of scrimmage. So we knew we had somebody here waiting in the wings when he was going to finally get his opportunity. So it was unfortunate we had to have an injury to allow that to happen, but sometimes that happens. And when a guy goes down and you get your opportunity to show, hey, I can play, there's some real reward in that, and he's certainly done that.
It sounds like that secondary cornerback position in particular is getting close to getting healthy, that you've had to play Simon and Burley. So how beneficial can that be to having some solid depth behind those guys?
I think that's the whole key. Once you go in and you prove that you can be counted on to play and, kind of demonstrate that to the teammates and to your coaches to say, all right, you can count on me, to get in here and get it done. So now the depth is bigger. And you're right, it is good having Jeremy now back into the mix here also as a nickel. He's had a terrific week this week. So with Harold and Burley and now Jeremy back into it, there just seems to be, you know, more available players for us in the secondary, and I can't, you know, comment on those guys enough in terms of rising to the challenge to play. Thorold in particular.
Malcolm and Bobby still out. So you kind of use the same formula you did last week with Brock playing the base and Kevin Peter coming in.
Yep, and then we, as you guys saw too, we played Bruce a little bit at linebacker and nickel, and we also use Mike Morgan there at times. He's, you know, another versatile guy for us. But yeah, we're going to stick with that plan in terms of base and nickel. We really feel KPL's speed when we get into our nickel stuff, and we'll try to feature that again this weekend.
You guys a couple games in a row of turnovers coming, a little more pressure, and 3 games really with yards way down. Do you feel like this defense is kind of starting to hit its stride?
I hope so. You know, when we talk about the ball each week, we knew this time was going to be coming, and where it was alive over the last couple weeks, and then it's even, you know, alive here at practice. So for us, that part of our game, you know, we knew it was such an important aspect of what we did. So, you know, we're glad that it's going now. You know, this week's here at it again, and they'll do a good job of trying to take care of. We've got to go after it.
Talk to you about the pass rush, and it seemed like it was taking a little while to find it. Do you feel like you found that mix again, like you did last year to this?
I feel like we're getting closer to that, Curtis. I do. The attitude and the mindset of the guys has been outstanding, and so for us now, we've got a combination of guys that we know can be our featured rushers, with Bruce being one, and OB is certainly one, and Michael and Cliff. And Jordan Hill, you know, is another guy who's back into it today. So we do feel like, you know, some of those components are back in. And then I like the aspect of KJ Wright as a blitzer. He's long, he's fast, and he can do a good job in that role too.
You guys used him there a little bit last week. Is that something you'll maybe continue doing?
I think we should try to, only because it features some of the things that KJ does so well. He's tall, he's long, he's fast, so it's naturally that he's worked really hard at his pass rushing, you know, skills through the offseason, into training camp, and through, you know, the first half of it. So we brought Bobby some, and he was covered, and now we're getting a chance to, you know, feature him as a rusher too.
With the Giants going more to short passing with Manning, do you have to change the way you've defended in the last few seasons?
I think it does change in terms of their style of offense, you know, much more where there's more quick game involved, and really more 3 receiver sets. So it could be a function of also just them and the personnel groups are different, you know, matching up now compared to some times in the past with them.
Is it accurate to say it's like Green Bay?
Yes. Yeah, it would be, yeah. All right, have a good one, guys.